Hi and welcome to another Smurfy video, and today we are going to be looking at Ramjet. Oh my goodness, I'm on a roll with saying things wrong today. So here's a Masterpiece 11NR, and I put off buying this figure for probably about a year. I think it came, no, not a year, just under a year. I've put off buying this figure for the reason that I don't really like retooling. It drives me a bit balmy. I think for some things it works. It's one of the reasons I stopped buying Transformer Combiner Wars, to be honest with you. So, but Ramjet is basically a remold of, as I'm sure you're aware, the MP Seekers model Starscream, which was MP11. But I'm absolutely surprised because I actually like this figure. Yeah, he's got a bit of bulkiness down here, which drives me a bit balmy because that takes up room. But all in all, I think if you think about the other Seekers, they've got wings coming out here. So either way, you can't win with these things. They're huge. You need space for them. So I'm absolutely quite happy with this mold, you know, considering I do worry that it's not, could be considered not perfect because it's got some, still got some of the annoying bits that annoy me about the Seekers mold, but I am generally happy with how this figure's turned out. So he's got I think he's got a nice head sculpt. I think I've seen some reviews of Thrust. I think I like that head sculpt a bit better. I think it's got a bit more identity. So, but for this, the other thing that put me off buying him was the huge price tag. I think it was greedy, a little bit too greedy. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure these things are expensive to buy them, but the market is there. So 160 quid this would cost normally, which is absolutely ridiculous price in my books. I was quite lucky. This is not brand new. I got it second hand in good condition, so I was quite glad to get him for almost half the price of what it originally cost. I don't think it's worth that amount of money, and we all know this is an expensive hobby. We know it's not cheap, but there's some things I feel, yes, that's worth it, but a remold just doesn't sell it for me. So looking at him closely, I like the detail with the wings. This is probably the bit that I like the most is all the back. You got some back kibble there, which I think doesn't clip in as well as perhaps it should have been. So I think that's what annoys people, is if you're spending that amount of money, you expect a well-engineered figure. So to get this and to have these little niggly bits at the back, it just kind of annoys me. But he's cool. I'm glad to have him. Let's look at the packaging quickly before I transform him. So normal standard sized, and normal standard back. One thing that I think that probably irritated me the most was what you didn't get with it. You get Inferno, which was probably about 100 quid, and the amount of accessories with it, head sculpts, etc., is phenomenal. And then you get this guy, and it's like another 60 quid or something. And well, it's just not. It doesn't seem worth it in my mind. I'm sorry, I don't like picking in emails. I don't like moaning in emails. Goodness sake, man, get it together. I don't like moaning in videos, but sometimes you gotta say, is it actually worth it? And I think that's why I put him off. But I'm glad to have him. He is nice, and and he is needed. So let's get him transformed. So just as I look to wrap up, here he is facing off against some Autobots, Inferno, who we got late last year, and Trax from, oh goodness, I think he's a couple of years old now. I've forgotten. So I think if you get him like this, I think he looks really good. I think he looks good with the Decepticons as well. Oh yeah, that was the other reason that I didn't get him. Shockwave was coming out, and I thought that the price tag on him was probably a little bit better at the time, without being extortionate and a new mold. So here he is with his brothers and or enemies. I guess there's a lot of inner turmoil in the Decepticons, and I think he looks great on a shelf with this team. And it would be nice to have Megatron and the other Coneheads when I manage to get them at some point. So all in all, I think he's a good figure. It was good to get a Conehead. I like Coneheads. I got the Hasbro ones a few years back, and I thought they were quite nice. So to get him, I think he's quite cool. I'm very happy with him. I'm not gonna moan anymore. So embrace the geekiness and take care. So for me, this is probably what sold me on getting it, is this alt mode. It is absolutely amazing. However, it definitely has its flaws. It's not perfect, and I was highly concerned transforming this masterpiece that bits were gonna break off. In fact, this section unclipped from here, which was the bit for the wing on the other modes, the Thundercracker and the Starscream. So I'm very happy with this mode. However, transforming it isn't fun. So if you do have him and you're not good at transforming like me, which is why I do it off camera, because I'm terrible, watch a video, watch an expert, watch Cool Collectibles, watch Octobotamus. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Ben Collectibles, anyone like that, even Sharktimus Prime, I think he transforms on screen as well. Watch an expert, do it properly. A figure that costs this much, you do not want to be breaking off bits. So be careful. The only thing that I noticed about mine was there's a bit of off coloring, and bits like that really can sometimes stand out and take away what an awesome figure this is. So let's transform him back.